From the time I started making pizza for my family, I never was really all that satisfied with store-bought sauces on there. Normally we just buy a Publix dough ball, buy whatever container of pizza sauce was on the shelf, and it was good, but it was never seemed like great pizza. When we bought our ooni pizza oven, it really made me want to figure out how to make much more authentic pizza sauce for that. And so now I really try to always make my own pizza sauce. I prefer the San Marzano tomatoes. Now this is San Marzano style, so it probably isn't from the region, it's kind of like Champagne, where true San Marzano tomatoes come from that part of Italy. These are still from Italy, but may be from another part. Because the word style, I'm not really sure. But I love the plum tomatoes, and they just have a great authentic taste. You really don't need a lot of ingredients to make great sauce. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and I am going to put this through a strainer on this just to get any excess liquid out from it. Sometimes if I don't end up straining it, I'll end up trying to boil some of the extra liquid off, but it just gets a little watery on that, and so I'm not trying to get everything out on that. Some is, but a little bit of the watery liquid we just want to get out of the way. So now that some of the excess water is out, I'm going to place this into my main bowl. I try to use the biggest metal bowl I have. Okay, so now we're going to use either a food processor or a blender for it. I like the hand blender for this. And you can see how much water is still in the sauce itself. I prefer a really smooth texture, so I don't like a lot of tomato chunks on that, and so I'm going to keep this going to make sure I have a really consistent blend here. Okay, I'm going to set this off to the side, and you can see how high it splattered up there. That's why I recommend a large pan, and as my daughter is pointing out, I got some on the cabinets as well. So if you don't want to make your spouse mad, have as high of a pan as you can for this.
A bowl.
Large of a bowl as possible. All right, so now that we have it pureed, we're going to go ahead and put our ingredients in. Now, true pizza sauce, Italian style pizza sauce, has very few ingredients. It's really just half a teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You really don't need anything else in it. My preference is I like a spicier style of sauce, and so I'm going to go ahead and also do a tablespoon of oregano, I'm going to do just a spoonful of minced garlic, and I'm going to do a teaspoon of red pepper, or half a teaspoon of red pepper flake. Last thing is I like to just cut up a little bit of fresh basil that I can toss in there as well. So now that I have all the ingredients that I prefer. And like I said, you can really make this to your own taste, your family's taste. If you like it more traditional, just use the salt and the olive oil. I still like a little bit more of a seasoning flavor and a little bit of kick with the red pepper for mine. Once everything is mixed up, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a mason jar and save this for when we're ready to make our pizza. I've found that this recipe in a 28-ounce can of the tomatoes ends up being about 10 pizzas that you could really make out of it. So it's great for either 2 different servings, like in a week for a family, or a large group in a party that you're having. It can make plenty of pizzas for any occasion. And then I'll store this in the refrigerator until I'm ready. I hope you saw how easy that was to make your own traditional pizza sauce, even if it's customized to your taste. And in future episodes, we're going to be breaking down more recipes for the ooni pizza oven. We're also going to look at some through a cast iron skillet deep dish pizza. So if you learned anything from this video and liked it, please like and hit subscribe down below.